Good morning, everyone. Hello, hello, hello. Hi, Anna Walker here with StabThingsIntoExistence.com. Welcome to the studio. I am scrolling down. Please forgive. Okay, it went away. Um, I had something that I wanted to share with you, and now I can't find my share screen button. Give me just a moment. Okay, well, I'm just going to have to tell you about it then. I had thought that I was going to be able to share something with you. And there was a button before I went live, and now there's not a button. And I'm scrolling down. Please forgive me. I am so sorry. All right, well, I will have to then post in the comments of this after I go live with the wonderful video of a young friend who is teaching us all how to stab things into existence. So this week I'm talking about what you can do with kids and felting, and can you felt with kids on Tell Me Tuesday today? And the answer to that is absolutely yes. Kids have been some of my favorite students throughout the past 10 years because they come into this and they just go for it. They have no hesitations. They're like, "Oh, can I do this?" And I want to tell you a story about a young lady, and I'll see if I can find the pictures. Um, I was teaching at a convention several years ago, and this young lady had come with her grandmother, and it was a create a creature class. So, maybe they were making something like our little lizard friend here, or, something else. And she was a little timid. Now, she was about 9 or 10 years old. She had had medical procedures. So she had gotten stuck by needles an awful lot. And she was a little wary of the felting needles. But by the time we were done 2 hours later with the course, she had created this amazing disarticulated eyeball. I don't know from what game or comic it came from, but she did an amazing job. And the smile on her face was telling me that, yes, she absolutely tapped into her inner creative. So this week we're going to talk about teaching kids and working with your kids. Maybe they're your children, maybe they're your nieces and nephews, or nibblings, as we call them in the Walker family. Maybe they're your grandchildren. But I want to give you some ideas today of things that you can create with felting and kids. And then tomorrow I'm going to show you a really fun project that we can do with kids, and it's a class in a baggie. It's a wet felting project. If it's nice outside, we might try and do it outside in the kiddie pool or the doggy pool, which is what it is in my house. And we might try and do it with our feet. Here are a few ideas. Now, this is definitely a fellow that might be created in my Create a Creature class. Just a simple little guy. He's built on a chenille stem armature so his legs can move around, and he's got a little bit, of motion that he can do and hold positions and such. But this is an idea, definitely can create pretty much any kind of creature you can imagine. And we all know that kids' imaginations are amazing. These are a couple of items that I've created from children's drawings. So if you've got an artist in the family, you can take and turn their drawing. These are both just drawings, kids' drawings that I got online. I did a Google search and I created them. I recreated them in a three-dimensional form in felt. And this narwhal, I love his tongue sticking out, and I love his little striped horn there. But the narwhal and the bumblebee, I mean, these were so much fun to create. So if you've got a little artist that wants to see something more than just their drawing, which might yellow or might, get torn or crumpled or mistakenly thrown away, make a three-dimensional creature out of it. Again, create a creature. Then let's talk about wet felting a little bit. I'm going to move this around so I've got some room. And with wet felting, I mean, you saw the other day we did cords. Now, some folks call these woolly worms, which is exactly what they are. I mean, they could create woolly worms that they used for anything, and then they can turn them into maybe a bracelet, a friendship bracelet of a different sort that they give to a friend, or the friends make them together, and then they've got matching friendship bracelets that they can do. They can use it as a necklace around their neck. They can use it to tie their hair back. But yeah, woolly worms are a really fun thing to do with kids, and they're very easy. You can head on over to the YouTube page and you can see how to create the woolly worms very, very easily. And then there's tubes, just taking a straw. This is one of those larger milkshake type straws, but just using a straw and a little bit of bubble wrap and a little bit of fiber, we created some tubes that can, be turned into their very own DIY construct set that they can put together with a couple of pencils or even the straws that they were made on. And they can create some wonderful little, structures that would be a lot of fun. And the end pieces are great for pencil top covers. And if their fingers are small enough, only my baby finger is small enough, and I have small hands. But you could turn them into cute little finger puppets as well and use these as a base just by building a tube around a milkshake straw. So there are some ideas. Here is the idea that I was going to try and screen share with you. And I'll have to figure out Facebook. I know how to do it on Zoom, but Facebook apparently is a little trickier. These are both created using cookie cutters. And cookie cutters are a great way to start kids, probably 5 or 6 and older, off with needle felting because it gives them a form to help them create the shape that they're looking for. Now, obviously, this little polar bear has more than just the 2 legs, but he was created with a cookie cutter. And all I did was create a second piece that made the extra belly, a little bit extra in the body, and made the extra set of legs so we could have a fully 4-legged polar bear here. And then just adding a couple little details so that you could see where the ears were, see where the snout is, see where the shading along the snout is, and those beady black eyes. So these are an awful lot of fun. And kids could take and make several different sizes of flowers or any shape of cookie cutters that they wanted to, stack them on top of each other, stab them together, and then they have a beautiful one-of-a-kind pincushion that maybe they can give to a teacher or a friend or a grandparent or a mom or whatever. But these are wonderful, wonderful ways to work with felting and get kids involved. And truthfully, if they're stabbing right along with you, that gives you the ability to do even more stabbing of your very own. So take a look here at the post in just a short while. I'm going to post that video of my young friend, Miss Shea, and you will see her give you great instructions for working with needle felting and the cookie cutters. I do have her mama's permission to share this with you. And I want to encourage you to come back tomorrow to look at the project that I'm putting together just for kids as young as preschoolers. Felting involved with it. It's only going to be wet felting, and it will be wet felting in a contained area so that they can have some fun creating on their very own. So thanks for being here. I hope you had a good long weekend. I hope you remembered those who gave their everything in a Memorial Day ceremony yesterday. And I look forward to seeing you again tomorrow. I will talk to you all later. Have a great day and stay tuned. That little video clip is coming soon. Bye.